It was the morning of August 25, 2024. The Indian flag general cargo vessel ITT Puma had sailed from Kolkata the previous day, bound for Port Blair in the Andaman Islands. The 42-year-old ship carried 2,090 tons of mixed cargo, 900 tons of sand, steel pipes and plates in the lower hold, and 32 containers. The weather had turned rough after 300 hours, with northeast winds and heavy swells battering the vessel. At 7:30 hours, the deck cadet took routine soundings of bilges and ballast tanks, all normal. But sea conditions continued to deteriorate. At 9:45 hours, the ship developed a slight list to port, just 2 to 3 degrees. Nothing alarming yet. But within 15 minutes, the list had increased dramatically to 10 degrees port. The master, on the bridge at the time, immediately suspected cargo shift and ordered ballasting of the number 4 starboard ballast tank. The master then directed additional ballasting, starting with number 3 starboard, followed by number 2. All starboard double bottom tanks except number 1 were now taking water simultaneously. The pumps strained against the rough seas. By 11:30 hours, the list had worsened to 12 to 15 degrees port. The second mate, coming on watch, found the bridge tilted at an alarming angle. By 12:30, the situation was critical. The chief engineer and second mate urged the master to contact the company. Reluctantly, he sent a message stating the vessel had listed 10 degrees to port due to shift of cargo and subsequent water ingress through a whole shell plate. However, the cause of the list and its failure to correct remained unclear to him. At 1300 hours, all starboard ballast tanks overflowed, water spilling from deck vents. The list reached 20 degrees port. The master then ordered pumping out of hold bilges. The port side main deck was now underwater. Seawater began flooding the accommodation through weathertight doors. At 13:30 hours, the chief engineer called all engine room crew up from below. The crew used submersible pumps to fight the rising water in the accommodation, but it was a losing battle. Between 1500 and 1530 hours, the list increased beyond 20 degrees. The chief engineer ordered all crew to the bridge with life jackets. The master went to his cabin for his life jacket but never made it back to the bridge. At 15:30 hours, a distress message was finally sent, but there was no abandon ship order. The master never gave one. By 15:45 hours, the vessel was listing so severely that the port side life raft automatically inflated as it touched the water. The crew had no choice, they jumped. Between 15:30 and 15:45 hours, the ill-fated motorman was among the first to leap, holding onto the painter line to assist others in boarding the life raft. Then a massive wave swept him away forever. The chief officer, wearing his life jacket, also jumped but was swallowed by the heavy seas. The 42-year-old ITT Puma rolled over and sank at approximately 1600 hours, taking 3 souls with her to the depths of the Bay of Bengal. The Directorate General of Shipping and the Indian Coast Guard response was swift and professional. Through a well-coordinated operations, ICG ships Sarang and Amod were diverted at 17:12 hours. By 21:45 hours, they had rescued 10 crew from 2 life rafts. A few hours later, at 00:55 hours, 1 more survivor was pulled from the water. 11 souls saved from the sea, but 3 were lost forever: the master, chief officer, motorman. But why did this happen? Why did we have to lose 3 men and the ship itself? The investigation revealed the primary cause was liquefaction of the sand cargo in rough weather conditions. The sand, when subjected to the ship's motion and vibration, lost its solid properties and became a free-flowing liquid, destroying the vessel's stability. The investigation identified critical failures. 1. The 74-year-old master's delayed response and reluctance to send distress signals. 2. No adequate risk assessment for carrying sand cargo in the monsoons. 3. Inadequate emergency procedures for cargo shift or hold flooding in the ship's safety management system. 4. The company's delayed response due to the incident occurring on a Sunday. Key lessons learned. Sand cargo cannot be assumed as a Group C cargo and must be tested for its moisture content and TML, especially during monsoon conditions. Masters must be trained to recognize liquefaction risks. Emergency procedures must cover all cargo-related scenarios. Age limit should be reviewed for critical positions, particularly on vessels not equipped with lifeboats. Swift communication with shore authorities can save lives. And lastly, the curriculum for the refresher course of PST must be revisited. Immediate actions taken. All company vessels underwent comprehensive hull and equipment inspections. Masters must now provide satisfactory cargo stowage certificates before sailing. Medical certificate verification was enhanced for all crew, and DG Shipping issued MS Notice No. 1 of 2025. Please visit the DG Shipping website to access these notices. New emergency procedures were developed for cargo shift and hold flooding scenarios. Message to seafarers: before every voyage, treat your cargo as if it were your most precious passenger. Inspect it, test it, and never assume stability, especially in the monsoon conditions. Carry out a fresh risk assessment whenever weather or vessel motions change, and invoke your stop work authority at the first sign of cargo shift or flooding. Keep communication channels open between bridge, engine room, and shore, and rehearse your emergency drills until they become second nature. Your unwavering vigilance and strict adherence to procedure are the final safeguard against the sea's hidden dangers. Safety is never negotiable at sea.